8 of getting fired from my toxic chiropractor job and starting my massage business from nothing. I'm just gonna say it outright. I should have stayed in the comfort zone of finally feeling relaxed and like my business was growing in the smaller space for a while longer. I'm not saying I never should have expanded, but it was too early. And I doubled my expenses and I took on a loan at the same time. That was another one of my maybe not best business decisions. So I expanded into the new space. It had 2 rooms where I had been working with 1 room, but we had divided it by a curtain, so it was being utilized as 2 rooms. It was a beautiful space. I really loved it. It had a rooftop, and eventually we added rooftop massage, and I was able to bring on a lot more employees and contractors. So I know this is very controversial in the massage world, but I started out with renters, and I had a contractor, which was the one that, or my business partner had hired. And when I moved into the new space, I hired more contractors. So I will just jump right into this controversial topic really quickly. Contractors versus employees and whether massage therapists should be contractors. Cancel me if you want, but I do think there's a place for contractors in the massage world. And I definitely thought at first that employees were the way to go. So I had contractors for quite some time. And then I decided I should switch over to employees, and I did that. And I found that actually most massage therapists want to work like contractors. So there's a big difference between the expectations of a contractor versus an employee. An employee is expected to work specific hours, be able to follow all of the things that you lay out for them, be invested in being part of the business. And what I found was the massage therapist, at least that I had hired, preferred flexibility. They wanted to be able to close off their schedule when they felt like it, and so on and so forth. So when I went the employee route, I saw absolutely no difference in the approach that people that I hired took towards the massage business. And I had hoped that switching to employees would make it more steady and reliable, but that was not the case. And I went back to contractors eventually because I just found that's the way that massage therapists want to work. They want more freedom and independence. They want to treat their practice like their own business, and that was fine with me. It's just that, you hear so much controversy around this topic, and I wanted to be a good business owner. But in the end, for me, what I found was contractors was what worked in my area with the massage therapist that I was hiring. Things were going well in the new space, but I definitely started to feel the pressure. I was managing my maximum. I had like 8 therapists and an acupuncturist, and we were getting busier, but it was quite a big jump to go from the little small studio and that half expenses to a larger space and trying to fill multiple people's books. So it was almost like starting over again. I didn't really have all the skills that I needed to be a manager of people on top of running my business, which is those skills I was still getting. And I also don't think I really had the financial skills to take on that big of a financial burden. So while it did grow and it did go well, it just took a really long time to start leveling out again. So I would say it was like another year or 2 before I started to feel comfortable financially again. So I had just started to feel comfortable, and then I put myself in a position to once again be fighting for that comfortability. Now, in the new space, we had a lot more opportunity to connect with the community. We were in a good area for the residential and walkable stuff, and we had a lot of space to be able to have open houses. And on Alberta, there's an arts walk, so we participated in the monthly arts walk, and we had like a DJ, we had parties, and we brought in a lot of people from the community, and we participated in all the street fairs. And we really, again, just kept that kind of spider web approach where we wanted to be the community massage space, right? The place that everyone in Alberta came to. And that's where most of our clients came from. Most of them walked to their appointments and they lived nearby, and that was just our sweet spot. So where I might talk about with business coaching, niching down and choosing a specific ideal client that you're focusing on, it doesn't always mean like an athlete or a mom or whatever. Sometimes it means your area, so that was our niche, was just trying to be the go-to neighborhood massage spot. Some trials and tribulations of expanding were that I really should have done a real financial assessment, and maybe even involved like my business coach or a financial advisor, or maybe even my tax professional, I'm not sure, someone in there to really get a better idea of what that was going to look like and how to do it well. Maybe I still would have done it, but in a better way. Number 2 is I should have gotten more skills around being a business owner, expansion, managing people, and marketing. So growing your own business to full, your own practice, is one thing. And that likely has a lot to do with the way that you build relationships and the way that you retain clients. It is a totally different thing to build the books of someone else. And everyone comes with their own stuff, their own weaknesses, their own strengths. And you, as the manager and business owner and marketer, even for contractors, because yes, I still did most of the marketing for my contractors and even my renters a lot of times, you need to understand how to mentor people so that they're also good relationship builders, how to map your own system so that you can teach it to other people, and understand that unless you have a big marketing budget behind you, it's probably going to take some time for those people's books to grow. And if they're not ready to stick with you for that time and understand that, they're not going to be the right fit for you. So there's several things in there: learning how to hire well, learning how to interview well, learning how to write exactly what you want and exactly what you mean in job descriptions, so on and so forth. So there was just so many skills that I kind of just dove in without. And again, I learned them all eventually, but I learned them all the hard way because I had to make a lot of mistakes and fail a lot of times as I was trying to learn these. So moral of the story that I want to get to the point here of is that I should have waited. I should have gotten someone with expertise to help me understand the future and how to prepare for it. And I should have given myself a little more time to be comfortable where I was at until the point, literally, we just cannot stay in this space anymore. It's busting at the seams. That would have been the better choice. That's going to be it for today because I think there's a lot of lessons in there already. And I want to move on to what happened next, which was that the building wasn't zoned properly and we ended up having to move again. But I'll tell you that in the next part.